Project Healthy Living will help you feel good now through May 11th. Call 1-866-745-4968 for a test site near you.
Hoping for good health, seeking prosperity, or sick and tired of being sick and tired? Search no more. Come join Bishop Wayne and Pastor Beverly Jackson for their Signs and Wonders Conference. You will see the power of the Holy Ghost change lives. Be free, healed, and delivered in the name of Jesus Christ. Signs and Wonders Conference, May 1st and 3rd, 7 p.m. nightly. When you come on Wednesday, bring your handkerchief. Thursday, your oil. Friday, your water. Don't miss Signs and Wonders, May 1st and 3rd, 7 p.m. nightly at Great Faith Ministries International. For more information, call 313-491-3900.
Diamonds. The Jewelry Factory is a direct diamond importer. The Jewelry Factory has thousands of diamonds, most with GIA or EGL certs, laser inscribed and guaranteed the lowest price. 1-carat solitaires are $5.99. 1-carat studs $3.99. The Jewelry Factory has thousands of rings, pendants, earrings, and bracelets, and specializes in platinum and invisible settings. Only the Jewelry Factory gives you a low price and double value guarantee. Buy factory direct. The Jewelry Factory in Livonia.
Watch Jerry Hodak and the W7 Weather Team on Action News.
Jordan, Bond, Wright, superstar talent who owe much of their success to one man, Jackie Robinson, Hall of Famer, entrepreneur, civil rights leader, barrier breaker.
He could make other people around him play so well.
Reggie Jackson, Mr. October, one of the most charismatic ball players in modern history.
He was the broadest stirred to drink, here in New York.
These two men share more than just baseball.
Tonight, Channel 7, along with the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History and the Ford Motor Company, present the Ford Freedom Award to the barrier breaker and the record maker.
Spring is baseball, and baseball is America. Hello, everyone. I'm Chuck Stokes, and welcome to the 2002 Ford Freedom Award. Over the next half hour, we'll honor two baseball players who not only impacted the game, but also changed the course of history.
This moment, so much bigger than me.
History was made last month when 32-year-old actress Halle Berry became the first African-American woman to win an Academy Award. Denzel Washington would bring home an Oscar, too, 38 years after Sidney Poitier became the first African-American man to earn the coveted award. Poitier was the first black man to be honored for his lifetime body of work. And who does Poitier credit for opening those doors?
We couldn't have gotten here without Jackie.
And he's not the only celebrity who's indebted.
Jackie set the stage for all of us.
One of our great Americans, without a doubt, is Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson, one of my heroes.
Mega stars with mega talent and mega bank accounts giving thanks to the one very talented, courageous man. Jack Roosevelt Robinson. Just who was this man? And why are his accomplishments still being felt 55 years after he broke the color barrier? For the answers, let's take a trip back in time.
When Wright signed into that contract, that was before Brown versus Topeka. Yeah, that was before Martin Luther King was a sophomore at Morehouse at the time. So this started that ball to rolling.
The grandson of a slave, Jack Roosevelt Robinson was born in 1919 in Cairo, Georgia. He was the youngest of 5 children. After his father deserted the family when Jackie was only 6 months old, his mother moved the family to California in search of work. California subjected blacks to segregation at that time, but nothing like the Deep South. The young Jackie immersed himself in sports. He displayed extraordinary athletic skills in high school and at UCLA, lettering in 4 different sports.
Touchdown for Jackie Robinson.
In March of 1943, young Jackie proposed marriage to his beautiful girlfriend, Rachel Isom, when she was a nursing student here at the University of San Francisco. And yes, she accepted. But before the I-do's could be exchanged, Uncle Sam would come calling. While in the Army, Robinson would find his destiny. During his tour in Fort Riley, Kansas, Robinson witnessed racial inequities and was eventually court-martialed in Fort Hood, Texas, for refusing to ride in the back of a bus.
Jack then began to feel also that the Lord had intended for him to do something special on behalf of his people.
I think that all of that prepared him, instilled him in a sense of the justice and the purpose and the necessity of his quest, what he undertook in Major League Baseball under Branch Rickey.
Discharged from the Army in 1945, talent, timing, and fate soon collided for young Robinson. While playing for the Kansas City Monarchs in the Negro Leagues, Brooklyn Dodger president Branch Rickey spotted Robinson. Rickey was looking for more than a man with the right credentials. He needed a man who could turn the other cheek.
All I can see is your black face, that black face right over me. So I haul off and punch you right in the cheek. What do you do?
Mr. Rickey, I've got two cheeks.
He was so determined, and he was not doing it on behalf of himself. He was doing it on behalf of his race. And he really felt the race thing so sincerely and so passionately that he would have fought through anything to make it a success.
Well, I think what Jackie had that to a greater extent than any of the others was the sense of history, the sense of consciousness of how important this was and how much this meant.
But Jackie and Rachel were tested plenty of times. The roughest? That first spring training.
We were bumped from two planes, had to go on the back of a bus, you know, the whole 9 yards.
But his big day would come on April 15th, 1947. Not everyone was happy. Robinson's arrival on the major league scene prompted a slew of racially motivated actions. Pitchers often threw the ball directly at Robinson. Base runners tried to spike him, and there were a steady stream of insults. He received hate mail, death threats, and through it all, Robinson held his tongue.
Hey, Jackie! Give me a sign! Hey, Sambo, do you want to wash your dirty ears?
Fellow Dodger Hall of Famer Duke Snider remembers one abusive fan in particular.
Big Fat Pete. And he would holler obscenities and things at Jackie, racial slurs, things like that. And I was embarrassed at what this guy was doing. And Jackie just would look up and smile and go up to bat and get a base hit.
He fought his way back by his play, through his play.
While Jackie had the talent, some people, such as his former radio producer and newspaper column ghostwriter, would argue wife Rachel had the temperament, and she was the one that kept Jackie's eye on the ball.
Of course it helped to have someone to come home and talk to.
If Jackie had been married to an explosive person who would have shared his grief and concerns over the prejudice that was exhibited against him, that would have blown up, and it might have delayed a decade or two the integration of blacks into major sports.
Robinson let his playing do the talking, and before long, he was known as one of the most exciting players in baseball. Soon, fans both black and white were filling ballparks to see him in action, including a teenage kid from Brooklyn, Detroit news writer Joe Falls.
The place was just electric. They saw something they had never seen from any ball player ever before because he just commanded the whole scene.
Also in the stands, a 12-year-old Reggie Jackson.
I went to a ball game in Philadelphia at Connie Mack Stadium and sat in the bleachers and, you know, hit a home run that night, which was pretty cool.
On the field, he led the league in being hit by pitches. And I think people forget how difficult it is to play baseball, how difficult it is to hit a baseball under pressure.
As his fame grew, Robinson's greatest challenge was yet to come.
Two generations, two very different views. We're hearing it all. What younger women and older women think about sex. Next Oprah.
Monday at 4 on 7. Since its opening in 1997, the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History has been a popular stop for world leaders, entertainers, and other celebrities. Membership has its privileges, and you can become a museum member. For more information, call 313-494-5800.
Today, automotive and manufacturing technologies involve complicated computerized machinery. How to repair them presents new challenges. If you're interested in automotive and manufacturing technology, Wayne County Community College District can prepare you for the career you want. WC3D and Ford Motor Company have teamed up to establish a state-of-the-art youth and adult automotive training center at the Downriver campus. See why WC3D graduates are finding the jobs they want.
Save up to 80% buying factory direct. The jewelry factory makes most of their jewelry in their state-of-the-art factory, imports their diamonds direct, and guarantees the lowest price. Compare Tiffany's 1-carat platinum band for $5,800 with the jewelry factories for $1,500. 1-carat hearts are $199, 2-carat bracelets $349, 1-carat studs $399. The jewelry factory has a huge selection and guarantees all the jewelry they make to appraise for at least double. Buy factory direct, the jewelry factory in Livonia.
Sam was there for me through some pretty rough times. He got me over $3 million.
I can't guarantee you $3 million on your case, but if you've been injured, call me. I'll fight just as hard to get you every dollar you deserve.
Planning to sell your home or condo this year? You're probably wondering how much it's worth. You can find out free on the web at housevalues.com. So if you're planning to sell, visit housevalues.com today. That's housevalues.com.
Welcome back to the 2002 Ford Freedom Award. A life is not important except in the impact that it has on other lives. Words from Jackie Robinson shortly before he died in 1972. If that is true, then Jackie Robinson is probably one of the most important people of the 20th century because his life is still impacting others as we begin a new century.
I really feel that Jackie breaking the color line in the major leagues is the most important thing that happened in all of sports history, not just baseball. I was only accepted because Jackie Robinson was accepted.
With amazing grace under pressure, Robinson changed the game of baseball and in the process transformed America for the better.
And I'm glad that I can report from my own personal experiences on the baseball diamond that the feeling of intolerance no longer exists.
Robinson retired from baseball at the age of 38. For many athletes, that would be a full life. But Jackie had much more work to do.
As much as I love the game and as much as I appreciate what it has done for me, but I think my future now is in another field.
He went on to break barriers in business, banking, construction, and yes, even politics. Throughout the 1950s and 60s and until his death in 1972, Robinson was asked to represent his profession, his race, and his country. One such example was in front of Congress.
I haven't any comment to make except that any event of war with Russia, Negroes and Italians and Irish and Jews and Swedes and Slavs and other Americans would act just as all these groups did in the last war. They'd do their best to keep their country out of war. If unsuccessful, they'd do their best to help their country win the war against Russia or any other enemy that threatened us.
Always to Jackie's credit is he didn't just fade away after he left baseball. He remained an active civil rights leader. He remained an active political figure. And he was seriously courted by all the major parties because people felt that an endorsement by Jackie Robinson really, would bring in votes of African Americans.
When it came to politics, Robinson was a true independent, aligning himself with Democrat Hubert Humphrey and Republicans Richard Nixon and Nelson Rockefeller.
It's hard to explain his politics, I must say, and I certainly won't. I won't defend some of his choices, but his idea was he was a registered independent, not a Republican. But his idea was that if we didn't become active in both parties, we were never going to have any of our demands met. That the Democrats took us for granted, and the Republicans didn't see us as a factor at all.
Rachel Robinson is quick to point out Jack was not a martyr. He was a pioneer, and there was plenty of joy in his life, including his 3 children, Jackie Jr., Sharon, and David. Daughter Sharon Robinson remembers her father fondly as the great protector, especially during those childhood years growing up near the lake.
We weren't allowed to go ice skating until my father went out onto the ice and determined whether the ice was thick enough. And you get the deepest part, he would say, okay, go get your skates. And it was like, you know, just a big ceremony, and we loved it. And to show what kind of dad he was, my father was the one person amongst us who couldn't swim.
Jackie Robinson was only 53 years old when he died. He suffered from diabetes. Many speculate much of his health problems were brought on from the intense stress of those early years. But his legacy is being kept alive by his devoted family. Since her husband's death, Rachel Robinson has spent much of her time helping run the New York-based Jackie Robinson Foundation. Established in 1972, the foundation has provided scholarships to hundreds of minority students. Son David Robinson explains the student scholars have one important mission.
So people who will make a difference to the world as opposed to making a difference just in their personal status.
What I would hope they will take from his life is that if one is courageous and one has integrity and determination, you can make a difference.
Jackie Robinson always went his own way, answering to his own instincts. He never took for granted his role as a trailblazer in the integration of sports and the opening of opportunities for African Americans in America. Imagine this. You're in the World Series. The eyes of the world are on you. You're up to bat. What would your fantasy be? Reggie Jackson lived his, and coming up on this Ford Freedom Award special, we'll show you. Stay with us.
The package says it's healthy for your kids to eat, but maybe not. Some of the biggest food myths for children. Monday morning on Action News, we start at 5 a.m.
Since its opening in 1997, the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History has been a popular stop for world leaders, entertainers, and other celebrities. Membership has its privileges, and you can become a museum member. For more information, call 313-494-5800.
It's a great time to shop, Birmingham style. Find the perfect one-of-a-kind item that you've been searching for at Gallery Nico. Gallery Nico will assist you in choosing home and office accessories, children's specialty items, and jewelry. Gallery Nico also offers free gift wrapping and prompt shipping. Think creative. Buy smart. Gallery Nico, located on the 2nd floor at 470 North Old Woodward Avenue. Birmingham celebrates spring May 17th through 19th with art, shopping, food, and fun. It's a great time to shop, Birmingham style.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Rock Financial. When you think Rock Financial, think the mortgage experts. We've been serving our clients right here in Michigan for 16 years with superior service and innovative home loans.
And now's the time to refinance. Rates are still low. Don't wait. At Rock Financial, you can lower your monthly payment, get cash back, and close quickly.
Let Rock Financial design a mortgage to fit your needs. Call the mortgage experts today at 800-731-ROCK.
Diamonds. The Jewelry Factory is a direct diamond importer. The Jewelry Factory has thousands of diamonds, most with GIA or EGL certs, laser inscribed and guaranteed the lowest price. 1-carat solitaires are $5.99. 1-carat studs $3.99. The Jewelry Factory has thousands of rings, pendants, earrings, and bracelets, and specializes in platinum and invisible settings. Only the Jewelry Factory gives you a low price and double value guarantee. Buy factory direct. The Jewelry Factory in Livonia.
He was one of the most charismatic ball players in modern history, saying some of the most outlandish and colorful things, breaking records, and always thriving under pressure. He is Mr. October.
Reggie Jackson. Long drive right field. It is. Goodbye.
Reggie could hit.
Hard shot right field. It's gone. Oh, what a World Series for Reggie Jackson.
Things that happened to me here, you know, with George and all that kind of stuff in the media, guys calling me crazy and then hitting 2 home runs the next day. And I mean, it was fun doing it my way.
And Reggie could talk. No other major league player enjoyed being in the spotlight more than he did, whether at the plate or in front of microphones. Reggie Martinez Jackson was a sports writer's dream and a fan's delight.
To be honored today, I thank you all for putting me on that level.
During his 21 seasons in the majors, Reggie was a hard-nosed competitor who, like Jackie Robinson before him, had a lasting impact on America's national pastime.
Reggie is somebody who's always very conscious of Jackie Robinson, knew a lot about Jackie Robinson. I'm sure he probably, in many ways, was trying to live up to Jackie Robinson's legacy and advance it.
And advance it he did. In 1966, the Arizona State University standout signed with the Kansas City Athletics and spent 2 years in the minors before he went to the show.
By that time, the A's had moved to their new home here in Oakland, California, where Reggie helped lead the team to 3 consecutive World Series championships. He also made a name for himself as one of the Major League's premier power hitters.
Players earn this.
Retired Detroit Tigers Hall of Fame manager Sparky Anderson explains why Reggie was one of the greatest.
He loved the game, and he played the game the way the game was supposed to be played. That Reggie ran out every single ball they hit.
But by now, Jackson had become an outspoken star at a time when African-American players were beginning to assert themselves. Sports sociologist Dr. Harry Edwards remembers the era well.
He came up in the 60s when black athletes were suspect, when you could get thrown off of a team or literally be traded because you wore an afro or because you spoke too militantly.
Jackson's strong opinions and his yearning for a bigger paycheck would soon land the league's #1 free agent in one of the few American cities big enough for his bat and his ego. New York, the Big Apple, Broadway, Times Square. Like the old saying goes, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. And in the 70s, boy, did Reggie Jackson make it. Like someone once said, he was a New York-style hot dog with lots of relish and extra mustard. To the delight of former teammate Dave Winfield, Reggie was now a New York Yankee.
Well-spoken and outspoken. And shoot, he was ready to mix it up every day, on the field, off the field.
On the surface, Jackie Robinson and Reggie Jackson appeared to be complete opposites. Jackie, reserved, humble, and gracious. Reggie, confident, cocky, and yes, boisterous. But these two men shared one thing in common. They were fierce competitors who knew how to perform under pressure. And it was here at Yankee Stadium where Reggie Jackson showed the stuff he was made of.
Long drive right field. It is. Goodbye. Hard shot right field. It's gone. Reggie Jackson now well on his way to becoming the most valuable player in the 1977 World Series.
It's a difficult accomplishment just to hit 3 home runs in a week, but to do it in 3, straight at bats on 3 different pitches from 3 different pitchers, it's very, very, very unique. I mean, it's very different. I mean, but, Reggie was actually, Reggie was a pretty big star before he did that. That just kind of gave him a place in history.
Reggie Jackson may well be right at the top of the list, who not only performed well under the pressures of a national spotlight, but thrived.
Reggie's World Series heroics, combined with his 563 career home runs, earned him the nickname Mr. October and a permanent spot in Cooperstown.
I'm most remembered for what happened in New York, wearing a Yankee hat, that being involved in the Hall of Fame with Mantle, Ford, Garrick, DiMaggio, Ruth, is good for Reggie Jackson. And so I'll go in as a Yankee.
Reggie Jackson, thank you for sitting down with us to talk about yourself and to talk about another great ball player, Jackie Robinson.
Jackie was a really good player. His character, what he stood for, his accomplishments, the position that he was in, was way beyond his ability. And he was a hell of a player and a Hall of Famer.
Let me read you a quote, and I want to get your reaction to it. Someone said, after Jackie Robinson, the most important black in baseball history is Reggie Jackson.
I would say I was one of the important blacks. I want to be thought of as a solid man and a solid professional and one of content. And obviously the color of my skin, I constantly present myself every day as a man of color. And so that's very important to me.
So now out of baseball, what is Reggie doing? Well, he spends a lot of time looking over his warehouse full of vintage performance and muscle cars, and he spends a lot of time and money raising funds for his Mr. October Foundation, which helps to support financially needy children get a college education.
7 Sports Update puts you in the action, and Jay Berry doesn't miss a shot.
That's my point.
Get in the game tonight, 11:30 on 7.
Since its opening in 1997, the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History has been a popular stop for world leaders, entertainers, and other celebrities. Membership has its privileges, and you can become a museum member. For more information, call 313-494-5800.
Today, automotive and manufacturing technologies involve complicated computerized machinery. How to repair them presents new challenges. If you're interested in automotive and manufacturing technology, Wayne County Community College District can prepare you for the career you want.
Ford Motor Company has been a generous donor with us, and walking into that facility is like walking into any dealership, right down to the color scheme.
Fast track and certified programs are offered at all campus locations.
There's no limit to the amount of money I can make as far as knowing CAD design and going into engineering.
Without CAD skills in today's technology, you cannot survive.
Guys that I work with need to know more about the cars also, and I've suggested some of these classes to them.
I hope to be certified in auto technology or possibly even auto body repair.
Empower yourself. Visit your neighborhood campus today. See why WC3D graduates are finding the jobs they want.
When you're a star, you can't have a lackluster body or a dull top. So I decided to give the whole works a makeover. So, what do you think? Uh-oh. Better get Mako.
Mako repairs the damage and restores the value with everything a body needs, plus paint for every budget, like ambassador service for $229.
Sexy makeover, Tiger.
This year's Ford Freedom Award events began with a Grand Slam VIP reception at a most appropriate place, the Tiger's Den at Comerica Park. Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick and hometown hero Willie Horton welcomed Ford Freedom Award scholar Reggie Jackson to Detroit. At the Wednesday press conference, Jackson, 90-year-old Negro League Baseball ambassador Buck O'Neill, and Sharon Robinson watched as her father's Ford Freedom Award was unveiled to the public.
And 1, 2, 3.
Jackie Robinson's brass nameplate will now be added to the museum's prestigious ring of genealogy. It was indeed a touching moment. Then some very talented students received beautiful medallions and cash prizes for their winning Ford Freedom Award essays. And later that evening, guests turned out for the elegant black tie gala dinner and program at the museum. The events ended Thursday morning when Sharon Robinson and Mr. October entertained questions from hundreds of students at Detroit's Music Hall.
How'd I become Mr. October? They thought that something like really clicked for me in October, and they say this guy's the autumn child, and then they turn that into Mr. October, and that's how it happened. I was really lucky in a lot of games.
I'm Chuck Stokes, and it has been my pleasure to host this year's Ford Freedom Award and to share with you the amazing achievements of Jackie Robinson and Reggie Jackson. But one question still lingers. Whose name will be entered into the Ford Rotunda floor next year? We can only wonder. Goodbye. As we leave you, we'd like to thank the following sponsors.